Greetings and welcome. The NBA season tipped off last night, and tonight the Indiana Pacers play their first game of the 2024-2025 season. The Pacers were founded in 1967 after a group of 6 investors pooled their resources to purchase the franchise in the American Basketball Association. And no ABA team drew in more fans, won more games, won more ABA titles, or had more stability than the Indiana Pacers. And although they were founded in 1967, it would still take 4 years for them to make an appearance on a set of cards. In 1971, the Pacers were represented in the 1971 top set, but the set I'm going to talk about today is the 1971 Marathon Oil Indiana Pacers set. There's 12 cards in the set. I'm going to show 11 cards. The 12th card is an error card of a picture of Freddie Lewis with Mel Daniels' name. I don't have the error card, mostly because I don't care. It's more of an expensive card than the rest, but it's just something I don't feel like I need to have in my collection. I view it as there's 11 players, and I have 11 players. I may get it at some point, but there are hundreds of cards I like to add before I get to that one. But each one is printed by artist Nicholas Volpe, and were distributed by Clark, Marathon, and other gas stations, I believe. And it's more common for them to be without the tab at the bottom. And in basketball, there were only the Pacers team set and the Kentucky Colonels team sets. And if you flip it over on the back, you can kind of see if you'd fill out this information on the back, they would send you the photo album so you could kind of display each one. And I'd also really like to get my hands on some of those tumblers. But there is Warren Armstrong, also known as Warren Jabali. He was one of the meanest players in the ABA, John Brisker being the other. John Barnhill, he bounced around a lot, but most of his career was spent in Indianapolis. And after basketball, he would become an assistant coach with the Lakers under Bill Sharman. There's Art Becker. He spent 6 years in the ABA, and after his career served as president of the National Junior College Athletic Administration from 2005 to 2011. Roger Brown. When the Pacers won their first championship, Brown averaged 32.7 points and 10 rebounds in the finals. He was also the first player ever to be signed by the Pacers, and he was 25 years old working a night shift at General Motors plant in Dayton, Ohio before he signed. Mel Daniels, and nobody had more rebounds in the ABA than Mel Daniels. 2-time ABA MVP and the emotional leader of the team. Earl Higgins only had 1 season in the ABA. His son is Sean Higgins, who won a national championship with Michigan in 1989. Sean hit the winning shot in the Final Four against Illinois to put Michigan in the championship game against Seton Hall. Rick Mount, Indiana's Mr. Basketball in 1966, and the first prep player to ever be on the cover of Sports Illustrated. In 1969, at Purdue, he averaged 33 points a game, second in the nation to Pete Maravich. Billy Keller, he played with Mount at Purdue, which he pretty much only gave Mount the ball at Purdue. He was not an All-American. Mount only played with the Pacers for 2 years. Keller was there for 7. Ironically, he and Mount had the same career scoring average of 11 points and the same shooting percentage of 43%. Freddie Lewis, one of the all-time great Indiana Pacers. He was selected to the ABA All-Time Team and was a three-time ABA champion in 1972 playoffs. Also played for the Spirit of St. Louis. Bob Nedelecki, he was Indiana's Joe Namath and had his own nightclub named Netto's. As much of a free spirit as he was, a lot tend to forget he was a very good ball player. He was 6'9", 225 pounds, and averaged 16 points and almost 9 rebounds a game. And he really could have been better if he wanted to be. And last, the coach, Bob Slick Leonard, ABA's most successful coach. Coached for the Pacers for 12 years, 8 of them in the ABA, and then the first 4 years when they merged into the NBA. The Pacers retired number 529 in honor of Slick, and that's how many games he won as a Pacers coach. And Slick Leonard grew up really poor, and he came from nothing. He was able to go to the Indiana University and was on the Hurrying Hoosiers, who won the 1953 NCAA title. But he came from nothing and knew what basketball can mean to someone. As the trainer of the Pacers would say, he loved the game with his heart and wanted his players to love it the same way. Now give me a second and I'm going to show them all lined up next to each other. I apologize for the glare. Thank you for watching and enjoy your collection.